is a high-velocity hypospray capable of injecting a liquid into a human body through clothing and skin without the slightest sensation whatever. May I demonstrate? Did you feel anything?
Nothing.
Yet you were injected with 2 milliliters of distilled water. Harmless, of course.
Remarkable.
When the distilled water is combined with unstable cesium and injected into a human body, it will turn it into a living bomb. This cartridge contains a minute fraction of cesium, but it will serve as a demonstration. Cesium has now been introduced into the circulatory system, where it will remain harmless until triggered by proximity to a nuclear reactor. We will now introduce a small amount of radioactive material into the area.
Sure you are aware, comrade, that it would be impossible, even for us, to take a nuclear device past the borders of the Soviet Union. Is that not so?
It is.
Therefore, we have devised a plan that would cause the Americans to send a top agent into a most sensitive area of the Soviet Union. Of course, somewhere along the way, he will have been injected with the cesium solution.
And that agent becomes your bomb.
A bomb 50 times more powerful than the first atomic bomb. It will trigger the regrettable but necessary war between your country and the United States, from which we will emerge the rulers of the world.
Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. Starring Richard Basehart, David Hedison, Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea.
Just keep on taking core samples. I'll either rejoin you or you'll get new orders. All set, Chip?
Ready to go, sir. What about the official visit to San Cristobal?
Well, cancel it. Tell them we're having some kind of mechanical trouble and we're returning to base. As soon as you can, get in touch with Katie and have her send the material on this list to Washington on the microfilm relay. I want it waiting for me when I get there.
Will do. Have a good flight.
You'll be hearing from me. All right, Chip, let's get started.
Sir?
Okay.
Starting checklist.
Roger.
Jet index.
Clear. Rocket assist.
Red and flashing.
Watertight hatches.
Closed and locked. Fuel, 500 pounds. Ready to start engines.
Clear to start engines.
Prepare to launch.
Ready to launch. Launch circuits green and go.
Vehicle, green and go.
Launch.
Sparks, patch the video phone through to Santa Barbara. I'll take it in here.
Aye, aye, sir.
Nelson Institute to Seaview. Do you read me? Over.
Read you? I can almost touch you.
Will you scramble, please?
It's no fun scrambling alone.
Go ahead, Seaview.
Katie, the Admiral's been called to Washington. It's very urgent. Now, he wants you to have the following there ahead of him by microfilm relay.
Ready.
Sheets 21, 27, 102 and 105 through 181, all in series 8000.
Got it.
Send it on to Naval Intelligence. Attention, Vice Admiral Johnson.
This is a tough one, Harry.
I'm still waiting for an easy one.
One of our top people inside the Soviet Union has word that the Russians are experimenting with a subsurface nuclear device that'll top anything in the world.
Oh, they've tried that before.
No, not like this. Its potential is in excess of 200 megatons. Self-activating, multidirectional. They just put one of these on the bottom of each ocean and they own the world.
Well, if they have it, makes every other weapon system obsolete.
Yes, sir, including the one you're working on now.
Mm-hmm. It's about the size of it.
What we've got to know, Harry, is if they can really pull it off. And you're the man who can tell us. Take a look at this. Their experimental station is on the Black Sea, a little town called Gorov. Our top agent in the Soviet Union will be working with you.
Well, who is this agent?
Get your hat, I'll introduce you.
I'm happy to meet you.
My privilege.
Are you enjoying the paintings, Admiral?
Very much. I must say I don't always understand them.
One does not try to understand. One merely feels, reacts. Here, let me show you something. I have managed to work a map into this painting. It is the best I can do until you get to my studio in Gorov. You will be there during the annual hydrojet races. Somehow we will use the races to cover. Now, the deep blue area represents the south end of the course. Try to memorize these lines, as they are accurate latitude and longitude parallels. This group of black dots is roughly the area you will head for. They are using seawater to cool the reactors, and the intake is somewhere in that area. And I am particularly proud of the blending of this rich cobalt blue and the burnt umber.
Oh, yes, I know. Mother Earth embracing the sea. How far from the shore is that area?
Well, I'm not certain, but it won't be over 1,000 yards.
Is there likely to be any security on
The ambassador just came. He's looking for Lichka.
Oh.
Thank you, Admiral. We shall meet again. Soon.
I'll be looking forward to it. She's magnificent. You know, this assignment is beginning to look better.
Your passport. Along with your passport, you'll need your Soviet identity card. Your Soviet ration book. And your leave papers.
What about the The uniform.
Well, the uniform, your socks, shoes, underwear, keys, money, valise, other personal items will be sent ahead to Seaview. Now, we have a couple of surprises. We've established that this brand is a favorite with the Soviet Navy. Now, these are 6 normal cigarettes, and these 4 on this side are identical to the other, only in appearance. Actually, each one of these is a tiny oxygen cylinder with 2 minutes of oxygen in each, under tremendous pressure, of course.
But your boys are improving.
Each cylinder is threaded on one end so that it will fit into the rebreather right here. Now, in order to use the rebreather, you press this catch, and that releases the rubber mouth grip. Are you ready to go underwater?
That's nice. Very nice.
Now, in actual tests, the average time to assemble has been about 40 seconds. That means that this can be accomplished while underwater in the space of 1 breath. Now, I have something else. This is a genuine Soviet timepiece, common and inexpensive, and it actually tells time. However, we've rebuilt it slightly. Now, the movement has been replaced by a super-thin unit powered by a micro-energizer. The remaining space has been used to accommodate 3 lethal darts propelled by tiny high-pressure gas units. Now, it's on safety until you give it the quarter turn. And you fire it by depressing the winder. I'll show you. It might come in handy.
Well, at least I'll always know what time it is.
Well, that's about it, Harry. Take Seaview to the Black Sea and have it stand by to pick you up.
Right.
And good luck. See that you get back in one piece.
Thanks.
Bang, bang, you're dead, mister, you're dead.
We're entering the Black Sea. Rig for silent running.
Yes, sir.
Anything on distant sonar, Chief?
Nothing, Captain. Oh, hold it. Double contact bearing 2707.
Engine room. All stop.
Sir.
A pair of Soviet destroyers. Odessa class.
Distance 2,000 yards. Heading straight for us, sir.
Chip. Take it down and hug the bottom. Program sonar decoy.
Aye, aye, sir. Destroyers 1,000 yards.
What's our depth?
90 feet, and we're on the bottom, sir.
Well, they probably haven't picked us up on sonar. But we're not deep enough. They may hit our antenna array.
Destroyers 500 yards.
All right, hang on. It's going to be close.
Destroyers 200 yards.
Let's get underway, Mr. Morton. We'll stay on silent running for the time being.
Aye, aye, sir. Breezer directly below.
We're turning inland. Drop site is 1 minute away. Altitude, 11,000 feet.
Wind velocity?
18 miles an hour. It's going to be a rough landing.
Just stay this side of the border. With that wind, I'll drift 5 or 6 miles inside Russia without you violating Soviet airspace. Open escape hatch.
10 seconds to drop site, Admiral. Good luck.
You too, Lee.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Identity papers. Your papers. What are you doing in the streets at this hour? Where are you going?
To Gorov.
Gorov. It's a long way. Why are you not traveling by train?
Well, I missed my connection.
You only have a 72-hour pass. You'll spend all your time walking. Get into the car. Get in. We'll take you to the Army motor pool. They'll give you a lift to Gorov. A sailor on leave has better things to do than walk, huh?
We waited outside this building until he came out. I then injected him with the hypo spray. 2 days after I completed my assignment on Admiral Nelson, you picked me up.
Get him out of here. Get this message to Lichka and Gorov right away.
No, this is where I live.
Oh, you mean this is where your girl lives, huh? Oh, come on, let's have a party.
No. Wait. We'll have a party tomorrow. Tomorrow, right?
Alexei!
Alexia, have a good lead. Come on.
Your two companions provided you with excellent cover, Alexei.
Well, you were pretty convincing yourself. I wish I were just a sailor on leave.
For tonight you are, Admiral. But first we will have something to eat. Make yourself comfortable. I will only be a minute.
Beautiful. You know, it's remarkable that such a great artist should also be
A spy, Admiral? I do not agree. To be either, one must be a fanatic. I love freedom as much as I love beauty. About both, I am fanatic.
So am I.
The hydrojet races will be in 2 days. All the arrangements have been made. But for now, let us not be fanatics. Let us forget our duty.
Claims Nelson never reached her. That means either he was picked up by the secret police or for some reason he couldn't contact her.
Isn't there a third possibility? Litchka might be a double agent.
Then she wouldn't have told Nelson the mission was aborted. She'd do everything possible to make certain he reached the experimental station.
There are a lot of possibilities, aren't there?
And just one thing we can be sure of. Someone's got to get to Nelson before he gets close enough to that reactor to activate the cesium in his bloodstream. We need someone he knows and who knows him. Now, we've made arrangements for you to cover the Gorov hydrojet races as a photographer for Picture World magazine.
Well, I'm a pretty fair amateur photographer, but I don't know if I can pull it off.
Your caption writer will brief you. She's on her way.
Katie!
Lee!
I'm glad Johnson thought to send you.
So am I. Any news of the Admiral?
No, nothing yet.
Will you put the equipment and the cases on the table and open them, Francis?
No, Sharky. Everybody calls me Sharky.
Thank you, Sharky.
You're welcome.
Johnson sent some special equipment. I'll brief you on it.
Right.
This box you're to keep with you at all times. It contains cameras, film, and an exposure meter. Inside the gadget box, a small flash unit. This film we use for taking pictures. The other side contains boxes which look like film, but are actually smoke bombs. They're detonated by pressing this spot. Inside the handle of the flash unit are masks and breathing units, which we can also use underwater. The lens brush is the most important piece of equipment we've got. It contains the antidote that will neutralize the cesium-1000 in the Admiral's bloodstream. You'd better carry it with you at all times.
I understand.
Lee, our orders are to stop the Admiral from reaching that reactor room, whatever the cost. This lens mount is actually a high-powered rifle, accurate to within 500 yards. If we can't get close enough to give him the antidote, then your orders are to kill him.
Tomorrow morning at dawn, you will report to Vasily Karmov, who is driving the Yugoslavian entry. Just before the race, you will take his place. Sometime during the race, you will deliberately roll the boat over, right here, about 100 yards from the experimental station.
Well, that'll be a lot of fun at 200 miles an hour.
You must do it in such a way that you will not be hurt.
Oh, just badly bruised.
Underwater, you will swim to this spot. There, 20 feet beneath the surface, you will find the intake pipe that leads to the reservoir from which water is pumped to cool the reactor.
Are there any sharp bends or obstructions in the pipe?
No. When you have reached the reservoir, you will swim to this point. That is the entrance to the reactor. There will be a guard in front of the door. Once you have disposed of him, you will go through the door into the reactor room. Then when you have found out what you need to know, you will retrace your steps and return here. Is that clear?
Perfectly.
Be a few minutes.
I'm worried, Lee. It's been a bit too easy so far. Where are the secret police?
Don't you know there's no such thing as secret police in this lovely country?
Oh. Then how come the driver knew exactly where Comrade Lichka lived?
Well, let's just say that she's Gorov's most famous citizen.
Oh.
Have you got the bug?
Yes.
Good, let's go.
Go away, I am busy.
I have to talk to you.
No visitors today, I'm painting.
I'm a friend of the Admiral's.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm from Tryon Galleries.
Come in, come in. You should not have come here. The secret police are everywhere.
Have you any news of Admiral Nelson?
No. They must have picked him up.
Is there any way we can be sure of that?
I have tried. There is no way. The secret police do not reveal who they arrest. I was just getting ready for another trip. It seems all I ever do is travel. Please go now. There is nothing more I can tell you.
Yes, well, I'm sorry we detained you.
I understand. You are naturally worried about Admiral Nelson. What will you do now?
We're going to the hydrojet races. If the Admiral is there, we've got to get to him before he starts with the experimental station.
He could not be. How could he be without having contacted me? Who would have made the arrangements for him?
He's a very resourceful man. Goodbye. And thank you.
This is Comrade Lichka. 2 American spies, a man and a woman, will be at the boat races today. The man is tall, wearing a brown corduroy jacket, carrying a camera.
Why don't we invite Comrade Lichka to attend the races with us,
I'm sure she'd be delighted.
Please let me go. I have told you Nelson is not here. You have looked everywhere. I am not lying.
And there's nothing to worry about. Just relax and enjoy the race.
If you tell us where he is, we can stop him before he gets to the reactor. If you don't care about anything else, save yourself.
I think it's him. It is him.
I'll have to shoot him. There's too much movement.
Shoot. Kill him. If he gets in near the explosion, will kill us all.
One more move like that, and you won't have to wait for an explosion.
Can't do it. There's got to be another way.
Look!
We've got to stop him. Let's get out of here fast.
You will never make it.
Well, you better not try and signal anyone. Let's go.
What happened to the other driver?
Oh, he was taken ill, sir. I was called to fill in for him.
Well, I have to get another camera out of the trunk. you get that case, please?
That one, sir?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So much for our policeman friend. What about her?
Oh, she's learning to coexist. Aren't you, comrade?
And she's going to tell us how to get to that research center.
It is impossible. There are guards at all the gates.
Yes, but there are gates. How many guards?
Sometimes 2, sometimes 3 or 4.
Is there much traffic in the area?
The road only goes to the sea.
There's got to be a way. If the Admiral goes into that reactor room, this whole area will go up, and none of us will get out of this place alive.
Please let me go. I beg of you. I cannot harm you now.
I'm sorry, comrade. We need you here.
You're not much, but you're all the trading stamps we've got at the moment.
All right, Katie, you drive. On toward. When we get to the gate, stall. We'll play it by ear from then.
Junior there is out for a while. What now?
Try to get the other guard over here.
That may take more than a wiggle.
Now, if you want to live longer, you'll work with us, not against us. And park at the end of the loading dock. Now, while you're waiting, get in touch with Morton and have him bring the flying sub in underwater. As close to shore as he can. You got it?
Yes, right.
Okay. Admiral, listen to me.
Litchka's not what you thought. She's a double agent working for him.
I don't know how, but before you left the States, you were injected with a solution of unstable cesium. Do you know what would have happened if you'd gone into that room?
Can't imagine.
I have the antidote. It'll neutralize the cesium instantly.
Get on with it. I still want to see what's inside that room. See, no, I need to. Let's get out of here.
Well, who's minding the Institute?
Katie, the rebreathers.
Nelson!
Admiral! We've only got 3 masks. Come on!
Is that call through to Washington?
Yes, sir.
Johnson, this is Nelson. I'm fine, Johnson. Johnson, will you listen to me for a minute? I want you to put a call through to the Russian embassy the moment I hang up. Tell them we had a little fracas at their Black Sea Intergalactic Space Probe Center. Yeah, that's right. A nuclear-powered space probe. Tell them we were only trying to prevent it being destroyed. I think they'll understand. That's right. That's right. There was no weapon there, just a couple of reactors. But the whole show was put on to try to provoke a war. It almost succeeded. If I'd walked into that room, well, I'll fill you in later. I want to get in some dry clothes.
Johnson has it confirmed. Litchka was a double agent.
She always looked evil. Don't you think so, Admiral?
Not always, Katie. No, not always.
Lee, when you get changed, come down to my cabin.
Yes, sir, with pleasure.
I want to tell you a story about a broken watch crystal that saved your life.